All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob at Smirking Gun Reviews. We're back with more Punisher Season 2. We're at Episode 5. It's called One-Eyed Jack, so full spoilers if you haven't seen the episode. Pardon my voice. The last 24 hours, apparently I've gotten sick. So that's why I sound the way I do. So, this girl, Amy, continues to just bog this show down in a way that I don't like. I know that Frank was always really close to his daughter, and so I feel like that's what they're doing here, is they're giving, she's like the surrogate kid, like this is, his chance to try to help mold a young mind back to something better than she is right now, but I don't care. Still don't care. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. So if you watch all of my reviews on this, all you're hearing is how much this girl sucks, and they keep writing her in a way that just makes it keep going. Of course she's a 3-card Monty player. Of course she is. And it's that so she can give, Frank the speech of, if you want to win, don't play. Ooh, words of wisdom. Thank you. Namaste. And so it's just like leading to like what happens later on in the episode. And Madani, comes home and sees, the place is, she's wearing her clothes. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be happy either. The way she just, oh yeah, like, duh, this is normal, right? And then she steals her credit card, goes on a spending spree to some god-awful song, buys a laptop, clothes, food, and then just like when confronted with it, even Frank, who is all about showing respect, even though he gives her the business, sort of, after she tells him, when is that lady ever happy? Later in the episode, he even repeats that back to her, like, when was she ever happy? Like, I don't care what happens to her. But we're supposed to, because Frank cares. And there's nothing she can do. I've said it before, and I hate that I have to keep bringing her up. And I'm going to try not to, unless they make me, because if she's part of the story, I mean, I could just try to talk about it as plainly and blankly as the girl did this, and so that is the part of the story that is where this is important because the girl did that. I can't. I got to be honest about it, and even if that means that you guys don't like it, I mean, I'm sure that there's an audience that, that they're trying to get the demographic of a-hole teenagers. Not all teenagers a-holes. I mean the a-hole teenagers. The ones who don't know they're a-holes. I don't know why I'm not saying asshole. Madani is still struggling. She goes to Kurt, wants to know if he knows where Billy Russo is. And it's also a place where Billy is thinking about, because the doctor's talking to him and he's having more of his freakouts, and we find out, that there is more to her as far as like little details, like she's a cutter or a former cutter. So you really want somebody who used to do all that stuff, helping you figure out your head, because somebody who's, I don't know. And then you find out later on, I don't know what's up with the window, if she's like afraid of heights or something, but I don't care. The quicker that she gets, I don't know. I have a feeling I'm not going to be satisfied with her character's arc ending. And Billy, thinking about what she says about when he overhears her, having a session with another military guy, it puts his, brain into thinking, oh, I need to find these other guys that are like me. So Madani goes to the group, and she ends up, defending herself about being there to the same guy that Billy meets later. And it's just, another one of those speeches. You think you're the one just seeing things, and I'm just like, I don't care. And like, I appreciate stories about military and the things that they do. I mean, like I've said in other things, the military and veterans are completely screwed over by this country. They have been for tons and tons and tons of years. But when it's used to, try to explain this character's neuroses, I don't know, it feels like it diminishes it. To me. I feel like I keep having to do that lately. But Kurt doesn't know. Kurt says, you should, like, I wish Frank would have killed him. And then Billy runs into, I'm sure he staked out the meeting and followed this guy. So he probably even saw Madani at the freaking meeting and maybe didn't recognize her. I don't know. But he's recruiting now. Like, he wants to build his army. So this is already proving what his best self is, they're going to, start to, what the guy says, like, if all of us just stood up all at once, so great, Yeah, the shrink is really helping Billy become his best self. Like I said, this is what's going to happen. He's going to get a bunch of guys together, and then he's going to start killing people. And that'll be his best self. We get more of Pilgrim, who just is, I thought was going to be a bigger character. I thought was going to be like more offensive character to the people that have thought that this was going to be an offensive character. But, like picking on Christians. Because the poor, that's another subject. But so the people in this church have this influence over him. And they want him to go to New York to take care of the girl again because of what she knows. It's all about those pictures still that we don't know what's on them. Like, why haven't they developed those pictures yet? Why is that a side thing? If it's such an important thing, like that they were after her for those pictures, why are they still sitting around on their asses not doing anything about it? It's episode 5 already. I would want to know why people keep trying to kill me. And if those pictures have the key, then why? It's just their... Well, Frank decides to be proactive, and he goes after this guy. He talks to this guy named Turk, who he talks into helping him find this guy that's probably dead, but go to the gym, this Russian gym, tell him I have what they want, knowing that Turk's going to fail and it's going to be a trap. And so they all go to meet Frank to kill him, and Frank just goes right to the gym, and they have this great fight. It's a great hand-to-hand combat fight. People get their heads fucking smashed in with dumbbells, and it's really great. That's why it's a thumbs up there. I thought that was pretty funny. And it is really violent, especially that last dude, the way he goes down. It's like brutal. And then Frank gets a name, but that's all we got out of this is, we got a name. So the girl just Googles him, and he's some Russian billionaire that lives in New York. Whoopee! That's our big plot point of One-Eyed Jacks. And we know that the guy's still whipping, the Pilgrim guy's whipping himself, and sitting by his wife's side. So I mean, I feel like he's being used by these people, but look, man. I don't know. You're letting yourself being used. You're a weapon, and you seem to be pretty okay with it. You think everybody's like a sinner and shit, so, he's not fighting that hard. And, but yeah, I don't see what everybody's in a twist about, really, with they just happen to be, he happens to be working for people that, believe the same things that he does. I thought this was going to be a cult thing or something like that, but it's really not. It's just people with some power trying to help people with more power, and, they're just protecting their interests, and that's about it so far. I mean, there's going to be some conspiracy about probably some dudes who don't like having pictures of other dudes taken of them when they're kissing each other or something. It sounds to me like there's just some, sexual stuff that people don't want to get out. out there. I feel like I'm missing something, but not really. Again, it's been a pretty disappointing season. With moments whenever they let the Punisher be the Punisher, the show is awesome. When they get bogged down in the details and all the characters that I'm supposed to care about that I don't, it's the same thing that happened last year. I miss Microchip. I realize that his arc kind of is over, but, I kind of cheated and looked at, like, the pictures and the synopses of the episodes coming, and I'm just like, I can't wait for Karen Page. I know not everybody likes Karen Page, but she's at least a character from the other shows that does things that is established that, a lot of us do like. So, anyway, that's it. That's One-Eyed Jacks. It's fine. It's fine. It's like you just want to like fast forward to the Punisher parts at this point, because everything else is just by the numbers, predictable, and the plot's not really moving, in a direction that it's making me go, ooh, that's what's happening. This is what's coming. Blah blah blah. You could nail this in the end if you just cut this out up to like. Cut it up like the way they did episode 2, the Clone Wars or whatever, or the Attack of the Clones. When you go to see it in IMAX, they cut out all the romance and other bullcrap, and you had this really great movie. I think that if you do that here, you'll have like an episode of television. Like maybe an hour and a half of television. I think that's what we'll have if we had just cut it all to the point where we get rid of all the crap that we don't need and we just give us the Punisher stuff and the basics, that the girl has something they want and he goes to find out who wants it and just blah, blah, blah. We would have an excellent hour and a half movie instead of 13 hours of Punisher intercut with some police procedural / I don't know. I thought I would feel better, if I had a good night's sleep, and I don't. So here's to episode 6. Maybe something great will happen there. Maybe the whole episode will be fun. I don't know. We have not had one. The closest we got was the Assault on Precinct 13 episode, which was the third episode. And that was about it. That was a pretty good episode. Now that if I have to weigh them out so far, episode 3 out of 5 is the best episode so far. Anyway, that's it. I'm not even going to say if you liked it and all this other stuff. Subscribe to the channel, please. We're close to 500. If you don't like it, don't hit the like button. If you like it, hit the like button. Otherwise, this is Rob at Smirking Gun Reviews saying we'll be back with episode 6, and have a great day. Bye.